Hey, DeRacers. So we just got done making a video about how the last quarter, basically all the incredible things that have happened in DeRace. But we very briefly touched on the API, or the application programming interface, which for the building community is insanely awesome. And part of that, in the past couple of weeks, this is all we've been doing on top of all the wearables and all the other research. But this is a critical thing that you should understand. It's not something that you personally are going to have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, but you're going to be the benefit of all, or you're going to be the recipient of all the benefits to this. And so, yeah, I'll pass it on to you.
Yeah, one of the coolest things that we got released to us in the last couple weeks here was the API documentation. It's a Git book. And again, like Vamp just said, there's no real need for you to understand all of it. But what we want you to know is just how simple APIs can be. And APIs are basically just a way for two software systems to communicate to each other. You've got gets and you've got posts. Anytime that you want to get information from one system, you make a get call. Anytime you want to push information to that system, you make a post. That's all it is. And what's really powerful about what we've been given access to is the ability to see all of the open races, get a list of all the finished races, be able to register a horse to a race, and that is incredibly powerful. There's only 3 calls here that are related to races. There's a couple others in the horses and users and missions related information, and all of those are being used by builders in the community, which is awesome. But we are super excited by what's available, being able to register a horse to a race. You only need a few bits of information, and they are key, but it allows us to do what we're about to introduce today.
So on that note, very, very excited. We've been putting some stuff on Twitter, so you might have seen some sneak peeks, but what I want to introduce you to is the Automated Race Manager, or what we're just going to call ARM. So one of the major benefits of ARM is because it is cloud-based. This means that you do not need to download, and trust us that the installer that you're putting on your computer is safe. You do not need to worry about us as a vendor having access to your wallet or to your assets, to any of that thing. What's incredible about this is that with the APIs, DeRace created what's called, let me get to the right page here. DeRace added to your profile this API key section down at the very, very bottom. And so what's nice about this is when you click on this and you create your API key, you'll set a max allowance, which means that you are giving this API key a maximum amount of dirt that it's willing to lose. So if you were to load it into ARM and you had a really bad stretch and you ran out of dirt, ARM would stop. It can't go any further. Mm-hmm. And then let's say you had for some reason, you think somebody hacked your account. Worst case scenario, all they could do is adjust your race settings. They can't take your horse out. They can't take your dirt. They can't do any of that. All they can do is say, I want this horse to run these races instead. And if you are somehow suspicious that somebody did, all you do, you click on destroy this API key and it kills it. And you just create a new one, put it in, and you got a nice clean key. And so going back to the ARM here, to access that, in the top right-hand side, when you get an account, you'll have your edit profile. You would open this up. You'd paste in your API key right here, update your profile, and then our system has the ability just simply to have your authority to DeRace to register your horse.
Exactly. That I can't reiterate enough. We have no access to your horses, no access to your dirt, nothing to do with your wallet. It is literally just permission for us to enter you into races. And that sounds really simple. And there's a lot actually going on the back end, and it's not that simple. But from your perspective, it's that simple. You are literally just granting us permission to let us put your horse into the race of your choice.
Yep. Oh, man. And then the other thing, because it is cloud-based, we've so far since been running our system, DeRace has done 3 different forms of maintenance. So when races go down and DeRace goes down for maintenance, the APIs go down. The moment they come back online, the system goes right back online. There is no rebooting needed. You can literally just close your browser, shut off your computer, go on a vacation with no systems running. You can lose the power to your house. Doesn't matter. This is going to be running 24/7. As long as DeRace is up, the ARM is up. So it's incredible.
Yeah, on top of that, you can be on vacation, pull out your phone and make an adjustment to one of your horses and it'll go live because it's all cloud based. You don't have to be sitting in front of a computer running software. It's all cloud based, running off of that API. And like you mentioned a minute ago, if for some reason you go on vacation and you have a really bad stretch, all your horses are getting decimated on there and you run out of dirk, that dirk allowance is a limit. It will stop and shut off, and your API is no longer active. And when you come back, or shoot, even from your phone, you can visit the DeRace site, go to your profile, get a new API, plug it in, and you're up and running immediately.
Absolutely. So then some of the features about the ARM that are important to talk about, we are still going to be adding more. Our goal was just to make sure that we got just the quickest, cheapest methods to get a bot essentially in the hands of everybody that competes in the game, especially with what we realized how important XP harvesting is.
Mm-hmm.
So the higher ranking level horses, they're doing so much better. So the goal was, is how do we make sure that everybody can do this, and how can we get everybody to compete? So some of the features that I want to show you with is, you'll notice that I have Seaward here is open up. There's multiple different presets. She just got done competing in the sprints. You can see what I've had highlighted for that. My weekly missions, these are the few ones that I have remaining. But right now I'm toggled on XP harvesting. So you can add as many of these presets as you want. Highest profitability, Dirk Army competitions, sprints competitions, daily, weekly, monthly missions. You can create as many of these things as you want. And all it takes is a quick toggle. If you don't like anymore, trash them. Inside here, you could set your min and max Dirk value. And then also you could select, you want to race with equipment, without equipment, or either or. And so you could set those elements here. And then down below, you have the ability to add more horses. If you need to, you can remove the horses as well. So if you have some donks or you sold a horse, very easy for you to do. The system, it's so easy. Once you get it up and running, you put a horse in here, you toggle it green. If you see green dots, that means your horses are out there racing. If you see red dots, that means that you've turned them off. And if you see a gray dot, it means that you haven't created any presets, so nothing's happening. Green dots are live. Go ahead and close that, move on, and everything's going to keep going for you.
The other thing to point out here too, you literally just covered everything that the basic version of the Racing Manager can do. The Race Manager allows you to pick your surface and set your Dirk max, right? Or min and max. That allows you the power to toggle between your different types of racing. So for example, the Seaward is running XP harvesting. You're running every single surface with and without equipment. It means you want to get into every race as soon as it's available for the horse to get in. What was the quantity of horse races that you've been able to get into in the last 24 hours?
So that's I'm excited by this one. So today, at the time I'm talking right now, it is basically 11:45. Let me go ahead and go to this one. So it's 11:45 my time. So Seaward, if I come down here, let me just go ahead and update this to the racing history. So you can see 11:44. So she just got out of a race. So 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so far for this hour. Now, this is only Seaward. So keep in mind, now 10 per page. So let's go ahead and jump back to when we see December 8th stop. So 30, 40, 50. So I've already ran more than 50 races. Going into the 60, I've ran more than 60 now. Here we go. Exactly 60 races. So it has been 11 hours, 45 minutes, and she has clocked in 60 races. If we can maintain this pace, she might get as high as 122 maybe by the end of the day. Now, going back to the XP harvesting, for everyone that she wins, 600 points. Second, 450. Third, 360. And third, just participating, 300 points. So if you do the math on that, she's clocking in well over 30,000 points or XP every single day, which is incredible when I have to do 21,450 just to get to the next level.
Yeah.
When I went to bed, she was still in the 40s. And when I woke up, she was halfway through 41. And it's not even lunchtime for me, and she's almost to 42. So this is what's awesome.
That's incredible. And I think we know there's 1.6 million XP that you have to harvest to get a horse, or get in order for a horse to get all the way to level 80?
Just about. It's a little bit over 1.6 based off of the way that they scale each of the tiers. So at this rate, if I was going full tilt, I would be able to get to level 80 in less than 2 months. So yeah, so that the cool thing for me is, like, when you bring in a horse, you need to get there and you need to compete, you have the ability to compete with these other guys, and you'll be able to very quickly accelerate your horses. Now, the C word is my champion, and she is making me some good money right now, which is awesome, because once you have the arm running for you, find your horse that can be the most profitable. You might find out that it needs to be naked races, whatever it is. If you can get into a point that your horse is doing 100+ races a day and it can maintain profitability, that means that that horse can pay the bill for all of your other horses in my entire stable. I have donkeys that just completely suck. They're already level 18, 19 right now, and Seaward's paying for all of it.
Yeah. Can you tab over really quickly to the arm again? I wanted to point something out here. You've got what, 10, 11 horses there, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
I have, I think, 19 loaded into my racing manager. The reality is, though, that I only have a couple of horses that are running as much as you are. Those horses are getting 75 to 90 races a day and maintaining a decent win rate and paying the bills, right? Like you said. I've then got a half dozen horses that run a few tracks every day, and then I sprinkle in their missions as needed in order to harvest sugar. And then I've got a handful of horses at the bottom of my list, these donkeys, that all I ever do is put them in for just their mission hunting in any given day. And what's really nice, like you pointed out, like here, we've got a horse that only runs a half dozen tracks.
Yep.
I have the same thing. They're just hunting these specific elements, and you can change that really easily. Hit save in the upper right-hand corner there, and it goes live instantly.
Yep. Man, I'm finishing my weekly missions like in a matter of 2 days. It's week 1, or just finished week 1 in December, and I've finished almost all of my monthlies. So it's awesome. I could just set this thing and run it. It's really easy for me to toggle it. We plan on adding more advanced features like mission huntings and other things. But the point being, with having the ability to scale this out, you'll notice trying to break even with this horse, weekly and monthly missions. And I have daily missions. Right now, I'm focused on daily. Once I get those accomplished, I'm going to toggle this over to weekly, knock that out, get max sugar. And then this horse, I'm just simply trying to level it up at a rate that doesn't break the bank. Yeah. And it's crazy simple. I gone from 8 hours a day of staring at the screen chasing this to maybe 3-4 times a day I'm making subtle adjustments and just letting the thing run.
Yeah, that's so powerful. And like, we know that with the basic version of the arm, you're going to have all of this. Everything you see right here, you can get out of the box. Like we intend to grow it, but everything here is available. So you've got multiple presets for a horse or horses, allowing you to toggle in between them and target specific tracks as desired on any given point of the day or within the week. And you can add any number of horses to this. I think it's time that we actually talk to people about how they can sign up for this. And that I'm looking at this thinking there's going to be people who just want to try it, right? Like, I just want to put 1 or 2 horses in. And then there's going to be people who have 20+ horses already, that this out of the box is going to make it so much easier for them to control who goes in when and where at any given point. So for us, we've got the DeRacers world where you can see a page. Right now it's DeRacers world /portfolio/arm to be able to visit and check out a little bit more about the automated race manager. And then we allow you to sign up and pre-register. And I'll actually throw this to you. Why don't you talk a little bit about what you're seeing here on this registration form?
Sure thing. So right now, of course, we wanted to make sure we have the fastest product to the market, so you guys can get this going. You could still, everybody can start XP harvesting as fast as humanly possible. So the standard is what we offer right now, and that's what you see. That's what I'm using, and doing really well with it. So those are the basic features that you could see. And then our goal has always been, we want to be able to provide the market with as near free as possible that we can do. And so the costing range from us, the most expensive our system is $5 a month per horse. Now we're selling these in blocks. It makes it a little bit easier for us to manage. So we're doing 3 months at a time. And the lowest package we have is 2 horses. So if you're brand new and you're getting your feet wet, you get this. The cheapest basic package is $30, and that's for 3 months with 2 horses. So $5 a month for both. And then if you could get your profitability, you could find out how to use it. You can delete your horses and swap them out. So if you have 3 or 4 horses, but you just want to get some experience with it, a little bit more management, but you definitely can do that. We want you to do whatever you need to do to find your profitability. But after you get to the point where you're like, I got my 2 horses that need to run 24/7, I have more, I'm expanding my stable. The next one is up to 10 horses. So as you go to 10 horses, the price I think drops to around $350 a horse now. And if you go beyond 10, same thing. You're now at 15 horses and you want to max them out, go to 20. And then at the 20, that's when the cost drops down to $250 per horse. And if you have more than that, like some players in the game, and you just want to have unlimited access, the final tier is unlimited. And you could just constantly race as much as you want. And that's $300 for the 3 months. So $100 a month. Now that's for the 3-month subscription. We also wanted to give you more price breaks. So if you're testing this, you like it, you want to go with it, select hell yes to add into 12 months, and we'll drop the price by 20% for you. That way you just have it going. And then keep in mind, being a cloud-based system, as we add features, which we will, you don't have to update anything. You don't have to change anything. It's just going to appear in the ARM, and you can go ahead and take advantage of it. So all of that is there for you. And then the other thing to really point out that I think is critical for you guys to understand is that there has historically been people that have tried to build products for our industry and they sell it for a lot and then they vanish. Our goal is not to do that. Instead, we're not just taking the money for ourselves. We're taking the money to put back into bot development. We're going to be adding more and more features and capabilities. It helps us fund all this to pay for the servers. But the other thing we do is we are hosting the Sprints Cup. And next year, we hope to host the Derby. And of this, we're going to put proceeds of bot revenue into those events. So that, like with the sprints, we collected 4,000 Dirk and we're paying out 9,000. So that deficit of 5,000 Dirk, this is what we'd like to be able to do: generate some revenue, put it back in the community to make more opportunities for people to win, to hopefully motivate more players to join the game, to grow more competition, grow more teams, and turn this into that esport that we've been desperately excited for.
Yeah, and you mentioned it earlier that you can basically get all the way up to a level 80 within a couple of months. And that's going hardcore, obviously. But let's even say it's 3 months. So for any one of these initial 3-month subscription packages, if you just have one horse that you want to do, you can set it up, and for $30, you can get your horse all the way to a level 80 and be ready to equip it with everything.
2 horses for $30.
Yeah, you can do up to 2 horses, but I'm saying, let's say you're brand new and you just bought a $100 horse off of OpenSea for $30 more for the next 90 days. You're running this thing automated. You don't even have to worry about it. Eventually, you'll start to realize what races it should go into. And there's a lot of amazing tools available to the community to assess that. And once you zero that in, run your horse constantly, make those minor adjustments on a daily or weekly or monthly basis, and just leave it and let it run. And again, that you're not going to run out of Dirk. It's not going to drain your wallet because you just got a Dirk allowance that the API allows you to have. So you don't have to stress about whether or not you're going to wake up one day and be down thousands of Dirk. It's whatever you're willing to commit to it to get that horse to a level 80.
Yep, absolutely. So guys, if you're interested in this one, what we're asking for is just pick out a package just so we can get a sense of what we need to be scaling for. We don't have to hold you to any of this stuff, but then preferably copy your whole Discord name with the numbers and such too, so it's easier for us to look you up. And so put that in there. And then what we'll be doing is we'll be reaching out to you guys. The target is that we're going to be doing a second wave of beta testing. We're doing over 1,000 races per day right now with all the horses that we're testing with. We're going to be scaling that out next week. We just want to make sure that as this thing scales, we are bringing the highest quality product to the market. It's really, really, really close. We're hoping to be before Christmas this month. We'll be totally done. So just give us your Discord name, pick that out. We'll put the link at the bottom of this video. You're going to see it on Discord regularly, Twitter regularly. And then as we get a compiled list, as we get a little bit closer, I'll be reaching out to each of you guys individually, and we'll just go ahead and get your accounts set up, and then we'll work everything out.
Perfect. And then I just wanted to point out the last thing. In the upper right-hand side, you have your profile. We do ask for an email address to use that so that you can keep it secure, but that's mostly so that we can communicate with you only for access to the site. That's it. We're not going to be hitting you up with a bunch of promotional elements. And hopefully down the road, we'll be able to get this integrated with some other ways of signing in. But right now, we'll be asking for that email along with your Discord handle. And that's how we'll communicate with you. It's super easy. All you need is that. We'll pass you a password, and you'll drop in that API key and you're up and running.
Excellent, guys. So hope we get a lot of you guys filling that form out. Hope that we can have a really good January, bring in tons more horses with all these events and everything going on. It should be an extremely exciting 2020.